Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Canal Algérie's News in English. To the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extends condolences to the family of the late war veteran and militant Boulifa Al-Hadi, also known as Al-Hadi Rajab. Algeria's inflation is expected to decrease in 2023 as predicted by the American agency Fitch Solutions, specialized in economic researches. Ahead of the kickoff of the proceedings of the 17th session of the Parliamentary Union of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation today in Algiers, representatives of 35 parliaments taking part are arriving to the capital, Algiers. Details coming up. In Morocco, demonstrations denouncing human rights violations continue, fueled by social media hashtags reflecting the anger of the Moroccan people and especially human rights activists. Good evening, those are today's headlines. We began tonight's news with the condolences letter of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, to the family of the late war veteran and militant Al-Hadi Rajab Boulifa. In a letter to the family of the deceased, the President expressed his profound sadness following the death of one of the founders of the National Liberation Front's artistic troupe and praised the qualities of the deceased that fought to make Algeria's voice heard and to make the national cause known internationally. The deceased, who was a war veteran and member of the artistic troupe of the National Liberation Front, Al-Hadi Boulifa, or more known by the name Al-Hadi Rajab, has passed away at the age of 82 years old. The late joined the base of the Liberation Army in Tunis at the age of 14 and joined the artistic troupe of the National Liberation Front. He has worked with major artists and was known for his talent and exceptional performances of various songs, including revolutionary songs. Indeed, to Allah we belong, and to Him we shall return. The report published by the American agency Fitch Solutions, which provides reliable data and insightful research on macro and micro economic information, foresees a sharp deceleration in Algeria's inflation in 2023, which will in turn strengthen our currency. More details with Manal Ammari.
Algeria's inflation is set for sharp deceleration in 2023. While the dinar continues to get stronger, according to the new report published by Fitch Solutions. The American credit rating agency, provider of insightful research analysis and international financial ratings, stated that the Bank of Algeria maintains an accommodating monetary policy in 2023, since it chose to support the dinar to control inflation. The same agency added that inflation decelerated from 9.7% in 2022 to 3.8% in 2023, with the discount rate capped at 3%. The direct rate and the reserve requirement ratio will historically remain low in 2023. The Algerian authorities will remain determined to support economic activities.
It
should be known that Algeria made the choice to contain this inflation and bring it down while preserving the citizens' purchasing power, because Algeria is in the midst of an economic transformation stage, with efforts deployed to support investment, meaning that the current monetary policy is more favorable to investment, and particularly the purchasing power. These provisions are based on the appreciation of the national currency compared to foreign currency, since the latest report made by the Bank of Algeria clearly stated that 60% of inflation in Algeria is imported. According to the Bank of Algeria, inflationary pressures are mainly caused by external shocks. The American agency expects the Bank of Algeria to continue supporting the Algerian dinar to control inflation, while maintaining and accommodating monetary policy. Fitch Solutions revised downwards its inflation forecasts in Algeria from 4.4% to 3.8% in 2023. Following the guidelines of the President of the Republic related to the re-evaluation of the dinar in order to increase the citizens' purchasing power. It should be noted that Algeria successfully raised its foreign exchange reserves to 34.1%, a first since 2013. These are positive and encouraging indicators for the Algerian economy, which correspond with our country's structural economic reforms in order to create a resilient economy, which encourages direct investments in Algeria.
The proceedings of the 17th session of the Parliamentary Union of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation kicks off today in Algiers, revolving around the challenges and threats that the Muslim world faces. The meeting, that is under the theme The Islamic World and the Challenges of Modernization and Development, comes at a time where the Palestinian people are witnessing escalation from the Zionist occupation. The representatives of more than 35 parliaments taking part are already arriving to the capital, Algiers. Participants are received upon arrival by the President of the Council of the Nation, Salih Koujil, and the President of the National People's Assembly, Ibrahim Boughali. In Tamnaras, the Minister of Energy and Mines, Mohammed Arqab, inspected and inaugurated several projects that are expected to increase the investment attractiveness of the province for national and international investment. Sabrin Tafarginit with the details.
Crucial projects in Tamanrasset province were inspected by the Minister of Energy and Mines, Mohammed Arqab, those that concern gas, electricity and petroleum departments. Accompanied by a major delegation from the energy and mining sector, and amid his visit, the Minister preceded the commissioning of several projects in his sector.
اتفقنا اليوم مع السيد الوالي والسلطات المحلية عدة مشاريع تنموية.
Today we inspected several projects of development in the energy and mining sector, projects that are part of the government's program. The objective is to revive several sectors in the province, in particular that of industry, agriculture and processing industries. There is also electrical expansion network project in the province which will increase the electrical network from 30 to 60 kilovolts and make it possible to produce a greater quantity of energy that contributes in the achievement of several projects, in particular those relating to the industry sector.
During his visit to the province of Tamanrasset, the Minister of Energy and Mines inaugurated the new headquarters of Sonalgas, in addition to delivering the granite exploitation license in Tifurin region. These projects, in addition to improving the qualities of the public service, will attract more investors to the province in order to revive the industry and the agricultural sectors.
To rail transport now, a 120-kilometer long railway that will connect Firinda to Saida is in service starting today. It is expected to open promising new economic prospects. Rania Al-Bahri will tell us more.
For a distance of 120 kilometers, the railway line that links Firinda and Saida aims to facilitate the movement of citizens through the western provinces of the country, but also to revitalize commercial activity and boost the economy in the region. This line contributes greatly to the opening up of these regions of the country. This project is a very good thing for the region. This railway line will allow us to reach the provinces of Oran, Bel Abbas or Saida. It is a very big achievement. An ambitious project which aims to open up new prospects in the railway sector in the country. The train will pass through 3 stations, namely that of Firinda, Saida and Kermas, and will go to Oran province via Sidi Bel Abbas. This line is the one that already connects Tbissa province to Sidi Bel Abbas. Last month, we received a railway line which connects Msila to Tismsilt over a distance of 290 kilometers. This new railway line, which extends over a distance of 120 kilometers, which will be delivered by the end of the month. These railway line projects showcase by their strategic dimension the strong will of the state to strengthen the national railway network in the process of economic development of all the regions of the country.
In international developments, a special representative of the Secretary General for Mali, El Ghassim Wayne, hailed the efforts of the international mediation conducted by Algeria to promote dialogue between the parties that have signed the agreement for peace and reconciliation in Mali stemming from Algiers' process before the Security Council, adding that Algeria spared no effort to promote dialogue between the parties that signed the agreement to overcome the current blockage. In Morocco, protesters continue taking to the streets, this time it is the turn of members of human rights associations to denounce the violations by the Moroccan authorities. The mobilization is gaining strength and popularity on social networks since January 24th. A hashtag has been launched to demand the release of political prisoners. More details with Daniel Bahri.
Moroccans continue to demonstrate to denounce a social situation that has become unbearable. Demonstrators invaded the streets while being repressed by the Mahsan regime. The human rights situation knows a very serious deterioration, particularly through arrests and the fabrication of files by harnessing the judiciary with systematic defamation through a press funded by state agencies and other despicable methods. This group has prevented us from making our voices heard. The Moroccan state is violating our rights. We consider this a serious matter. We are waiting for the European judiciary. Several Moroccan associations for the defense of human rights have launched an appeal for support and solidarity to national and international public opinion to support the campaign for the release of political prisoners, journalists and social movement activists in Morocco.
قرار البرلمان الأوروبي باعتبار أن ما ورد فيه كنا ننبه إليه خلال 4 أو 5
Considering what was stated in the European parliamentary decision, we have been warning others about it during the last 4 or 5 years, considering that political detention is a common phenomenon that affected journalists and human rights activists. Since January 24th, association called to use the hashtag Free Moroccan Political Prisoners, Day of the Political Prisoner, to demand their release. This time, we demand the immediate release of all these detainees. Dozens of people have been deprived of their freedom simply for having expressed their opinion and exercised their profession as a journalist. Arrest, arbitrariness and sometimes torture, as happened to Nasser Zafzafi, and psychological torture, as happened to Tawfiq Bouashrin, and sometimes arrest without any consideration for the law, as happened to Professor Zayan. It should be noted that last Thursday, the MEP strongly criticized the deterioration of press freedom in Morocco, to which they asked for concrete improvements in the human rights situation in the country. In a non-binding text widely adopted in Strasbourg with 356 votes, for 32 against 42 abstentions, the European Parliament urged the Moroccan authorities to respect freedom of expression and media to ensure a fair trial for the imprisoned journalists, notably Omar Radi, Suleiman Raisouni and Tawfiq Bouashrin.
Football now. Algeria is expected to face Niger in the semi-final of CHAN 2022. And this in Miloud Hetfi Stadium in Iran on Tuesday, following the victory of Niger against Ghana on Saturday, 2-0. The beautiful Sharia mountains are currently covered in snow, which is why Algerians flock to the area to take souvenir photos. The snow removers have been mobilized to Sharia for citizens to reach the area safely. Report by Badia Amrani, commentary by Sabrina Ferginit.
In this period of the year when snow is also present in the Algerian Sahara, we headed to Sharia, not only to talk to the visitors, but also to the protagonists of this season, the operators of vehicles working day and night to open up roads and allow the access.
I'm so
happy to be here. It's a nice day and it snowed, which made the access so difficult, but thanks to the snow removers, we made it and the kids are thrilled. In our country, there's no snow, but we are having so much fun here. The landscapes became prettier once covered in snow, and to make it accessible to everyone, these drivers deployed all the necessary efforts so that all the visitors will be bewitched and enjoy this season to the fullest. We've been working 24 hours a day since Wednesday. We are focusing on the road for the visitors. Following the instructions of the governor, the Public Works Directorate implemented a snow removing mechanism composed essentially of mobilizing 4 equipped snow dryers. After that, we met with the members of the Watch Unit in the headquarters of the Communal People's Assembly in Sharia. The meeting tackled the assessment and the means to face these difficult weather conditions. We are calling upon the citizens to have a conscious spirit and to not take risks during snowstorms. People are able to access the beauty of our country thanks to the tremendous efforts of National People's Army, the province's security services, civil defense agents, the forestry department, the health sector, and so on.
Still with the snowy weather, as usual, we end the bulletin with the marvelous images taken by our teams in Sharia, Taif, and other regions in the country of snow falling, much to the joy of children. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.